Hi, welcome to Seymour's World. I'm Seymour Kazimirski on ThinkTech Hawaii. Today is going to be a fun day. It may be a little bit of a circus. We may be on stage. We may be singing. You never know what's going to happen on Seymour's World. But we have a wonderful guest. He was here last year with his daughter. His name is Augie Rey, and he was here with Tahiti last year. And we focused on Tahiti because Augie is not as cute as Tahiti. But Augie, I've known for, let's see, since 1976. We're talking about a lot of years, Augie. A lot of years. The days when I had the New York Deli and you used to come in late at night. And I'm not going to tell your wife who you came in with at the time, but very late at night, 2 o'clock after your gigs, you would come in. Augie is probably, I would say, one of the fathers of our music business here in Hawaii. He's a songwriter, he's a singer, he's an entertainer, a musician, but more important than all of that today is he gives back to the community. And one way he gives back to the community is he is the Exalted Ruler of the Elks Club. So may I do a bow to you, sir? May I give you
yes,
all
you may. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. You are by far the man. I've never known an exalted ruler.
Is that right?
Well, we actually had a pedestal we wanted you to sit on, but we decided not to.
I'd have probably fallen off.
Augie, we go back so long.
We
go
sure
back
do.
to the wonderful days of when the music was so different here in Hawaii.
Oh boy, do
and
I
we had
remember.
lounges where you could go and listen to music live, and you could dance, and
Sure
you
could.
go to Trappers and some of your venues that you had. But we have to introduce you a little bit. So tell us a little bit about your history.
Well, history-wise, I've been in Hawaii since 1969. Is when I first came to Hawaii. I came with a 4-week contract to play music. Never left.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I just keep missing
How
my
old
plane.
were you? Yeah. How old were you at the time?
Oh boy, you're testing me now.
Yeah.
My goodness. Well, I was in my 20s.
Okay.
I think I was in my 20s, 69. I was trying to figure it
Yeah,
out.
yeah, you were in your 20s.
But yeah, I just fell in love with the island like everybody else does, and I got to meet a lot of wonderful people. The guy who encouraged me to come to Hawaii was Dick Jensen. You remember Dick Jensen?
Yes, very well.
Well, Dick was, probably to me one of the most energetic, the most talented entertainer that I had ever met, and I've known quite a bit of entertainers like Sammy Davis and Frank Sinatra and all those who were awesome, but Dick had a personality on stage that you could not duplicate.
He had a big personality.
Oh, big, huge. And he was a big guy, too, 6'3", 6'4". Well, he's the one who encouraged me to come, and he said, Augie, you got to go to Hawaii. He said, you'll love it there. People will love you. And I thought, well, I don't really know anybody. He says, well, I know one guy. I'm going to see if he can get you there. So he called an agent and said, book me, and said, I can get you 2 weeks there. I went, great. I don't care if it's 2 days. I want to go, So my 2 weeks ended up being an 8-week gig, and then I decided to stay.
But I even want to go back before that, Augie, because you were a musician at 11 and 12 years old, and I think that's fascinating.
Thank you. Well, actually, my career really started when I was very young. But I was born in New York City, Manhattan. Did a lot of theater work when I was there, but mostly in schools, and one of my joys was to perform at the Apollo Theater when I was just going on 12. I was 11.
At the Apollo Theater at 12 years old?
And for me at the time, I didn't know what the Apollo Theater was or what it meant. It was just another place to go sing, But I sang with a group called the Eminons, which was no name spelt backwards.
You're right.
No name spelt backwards. Yeah, I remember when they told me about their name. But it was a really talented group. There were 5 singers. They were like the Platters. They were just wonderful. And at the time, they asked me to sing with them because Frankie Lyman had been real big back in those days. Why do fools fall in love? Why do birds? So those kind of songs I sang with them, and then we got a gig to do the Apollo Theater for an opening. I don't remember who the opening act was, who it was for, who we were opening for. But the significance grew on me much later as I became an adult, and I realized what the Apollo Theater meant and what it was in the industry. And I went, I played there, you know? So it was really exciting.
It was really the beginning
Yeah.
of black music.
Yes.
It
yeah.
really was. That's where we finally started to hear some of the most. I mean, Satchmo, a
Yeah.
lot of all of those guys
Oh,
played the
Lena
Apollo.
Horne.
Sure.
I mean, you go back to all of the big time
Yeah.
jazz singers. I think I remember seeing Arthur Prysock there. And this is, I don't know if you remember the name, Arthur Prysock.
No, I don't.
Oh, big singer. Oh, big voice. And he was one of the singers there. But I didn't know who these people were. I mean, I was a kid, you know. And me, it was Frankie Lyman. That's who I was
Yes.
interested in,
Yes.
these kind of singers, you know. But again, it's the joy of having music in your life cannot be beat. Cannot. Yeah.
You said something to me upstairs before we came on. You said something about music and words that really hit me.
Yeah, I wrote a song, I co-wrote a song, I should say, with a dear friend of mine, and I recorded it on my first album. It's called Music Speaks Louder Than Words. You know, and it's a pretty, I'll sing a little bit for you.
Yes,
wanna
yes,
hear it,
can you?
know? Yeah.
Yeah, we'd love it. Go for
well,
it.
the basic part of it, if I can remember the words. Music speaks louder than words. It's the only thing that the whole world listens to. Music speaks louder than words. 'Cause when you sing, 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 people understand. That's the chorus.
Wow.
Sometimes the love you feel inside gets lost between your heart and your mind. And the words don't express the feelings that you wish they would. But then you hear in someone's song what you were trying to say all along. And somehow, with the magic of music, the message comes through.
Wow, Augie, that was just
Thank you.
beautiful.
Pretty song.
It's not just a pretty
I like the
song,
words.
it's meaningful.
Yeah,
it's
meaningful,
the words that are
meaningful, yeah.
really important. And it's, you know, we were talking about the Make 'em Smile program,
Yeah.
and you've seen what that's done. Your daughter is a major
I remember when you
contributor.
first started this.
We started it,
with
it's
Tahiti and
almost
Jimmy.
2 years now, and
It's
we're
been
up
that
to 28 musicians, and last year we played for
Wow.
3,000 children.
Wow.
And it's
Awesome.
all voluntary.
It doesn't
It's
surprise
wonderful.
me at all that this is growing
great.
like this. It's where your heart is, you know.
Yep.
I'm sorry if I keep pounding this. It's where your heart is, Seymour, that's made this what it is. you
It's
know.
good. It's good.
Yeah.
We really love it.
Yeah.
So you came to Hawaii and you started a career. And let's face it, your type of music was not exactly the common music of the time, right?
No,
There's
it wasn't.
ukuleles, guitars.
Right.
How did you do it, Augie? And you've continued to do it over all these years.
You know, I think I attribute it to the fact that I'm very flexible and sing many different genres. You know, when I grew up as a kid, I was singing rock and roll at first, and then I started singing jazz, and then I started singing standards, and people like Frank Sinatra and Sammy and all those people influenced my singing, and I sang a lot of their songs, and so maybe that's been the difficulty for me to really, you know, blossom out is I didn't have any one genre to stick with, you know. And they always say you're master of, you know, of many, but you know, you're not a master of one,
right,
you know. And
yeah.
that was been I worked with a salsa band. I played with Rene Tuzet, who's a
You played with Cuban music too.
Cuban music, and Rene Tuzet was from Cuba. He was a properly pianist. We played at the Hollywood Palladium, the New York Palladium, and we played all the huge venues, 17-piece band.
Wow.
And I was one of 3 singers.
Oh
So there was
my God.
3 singers on stage, and I was one of them. And when he first asked me to join his band, I told him, well, Rene, because he knew I was Cuban, half Cuban, my father's Cuban. He said, well, you know, I told him, well, Rene, I don't know Spanish that well. I'm really not real fluent in Spanish. I says, but if you teach me a song, I'll sing it, you know. So he said, that's what we'll do. He taught me a song, one song. And I learned that song. Boy,
And that's the song that you did on
I was
stage.
down. But then he taught me another one, then he taught me another, and pretty soon I was getting real fluent, you know, in my Spanish speaking.
Right,
Because
right.
just starting with the singing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was great. I just loved it. And Rene was such a wonderful man. He recorded 30 albums. we were about the time when Xavier Cugat was very big and all the big Latin bands were going, and Rene was so well respected in the industry. People were all recording his music,
Wow.
But yeah, it was exciting times.
Well, times change, and there's three of us who I think, and I'm not in the music business per se, except for the Make 'Em Smile program. There's three of us who I think have decided that music is an entree to a whole new world, and that's Jimmy Borges. He was on our show
Love Jimmy.
about a month ago. You and me. And the reason I say that is because we've all found ways to give back.
I
via
agree
the
with you
music.
100%.
And you're doing it with your
thank you.
Elks Club.
Yeah.
Jimmy is doing it with his mentoring to young people. You're doing the same thing. And I'm doing it with the Make 'Em Smile program. And each one of them is really indicative of a new career or a new stage in our life.
Absolutely.
It's really amazing.
Absolutely,
Tell
yeah.
us about you love the Elks Club and you've done so much for them. I was there one night when you were doing.
You were,
Yes,
that's
and
right, I
Tahiti was
remember.
singing.
Tahiti was
And
singing,
Sue and I
yeah.
were blown away by
Yeah,
such a big crowd. And we had dancing. It was fabulous. There's not too many places you can dance in.
I can't tell you how proud I am to be a member, first of all, of the Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks. People often misunderstand who the Elks are, especially here in Honolulu, because we have such a beautiful lodge, and people join. We have over 3,000 members, 3,100.
Wow.
3,100 members. Most people join the lodge, I say, because they think they're joining the club. And there's a distinct difference between the two. The club is what you see downstairs. That's all the amenities, the pool, the bar, the beach, the canoes and all of that, the dance floor and the whole thing. But the lodge, the business of the club is upstairs. And that's where we do all our benevolent work, our charitable work. We're benevolent, we're charitable, we're patriotic. I mean, we give, actually, there used to be the three largest donators of scholarships in the world were three people, actually organizations I'd say, but number one is the United States government. Number two was Bill Gates, and number three was the Elks.
Wow.
We are now number two.
Really?
So,
Of the second largest donator of scholarships?
Of scholarships in the United
world.
States.
Wow.
In the world.
Yeah.
I do know for the United States for sure, because we donate to children for scholarships to help them further their education. But we also give donations, we also give scholarships to children with disabilities who have difficulty getting scholarship money to go to schools, whether it be to advance their get a college degree, or just to provide their donations to a special school of special needs. We also do that. So it doesn't have to be that they're going to college.
So you feel that is a wonderful way to give back, because
So
these are people
wonderful.
who couldn't do what they
That's
have a
right,
passion
that's
to
right.
do unless you were able to help them.
When I learned about what the Elks did, I joined the club the way most people join.
Because
the
you
pool,
love- yeah.
the bar,
Yeah.
all
The
of
beach, you're
well,
on
the
the
beach,
water,
all the
yeah.
amenities. I joined it because I was playing music there, and while I was playing music, I realized, wow, look at this place. My goodness, this is how much does it cost to join here? Right away I joined. But later, as I started getting more involved with it, that's when I started learning what's upstairs. What does this club do? Why is it so well respected all over the world? Why is it that? And we saw how charitable they are. I mean,
Look at
we could
Shriners
talk for an hour
Hospital.
just about that. Shriners and other organizations like the Elks do wonderful and goodness things. I'm also a member of the Rotary Club. We do a lot of things in the Rotary as well. And so, but this became my baby after a while, And so last year, my term runs from April 1st to March 31st.
That's why I wanted
So I'm getting real close.
I wanted you on the show so I could do the bow to the Exalted Ruler. I mean, I had to. That
Okay,
was
let's all bow at once. No. So, and I resigned as an entertainer just for the year. I've never done that in my life, taken off a whole year of playing music, never. So this year I decided I'm gonna do that because why? I wanna give back. I wanna give back to our kids that need scholarships, our kids that need speech therapy and all the different things that we do. We pay the salaries of 3 speech therapists. 100% of their salary, and as teachers, they go to schools to find children who are in need of speech therapy.
That's
They
fantastic.
speak to the counselors. They speak to they have most schools have a speech program to help kids, but they don't have one-on-one teaching and coaching. That's what we provide.
Where did you get this from, Augie? All of us have history of business and music in your case.
Yeah.
Where did you get this benevolence?
Well,
Where did that come from?
my parents were incredible people too. I have a hard time talking about it, but they were givers as well. Kind of like we talked about your mom. But I get real choked up talking about my parents. But they taught me, induced to me, or gave me the values of giving back and being nice to people, being generous. And although we grew up quite poor, but my parents gave and gave. We were the first family in New York City in our area that had a television set.
Wow.
First one. Remember the little.
Yes, black and white TV.
Black and white, little 12-inch thing or whatever it was. It looked that small to me.
Oh.
But our neighbors would come up and they'd knock on the door and want to come in. And
And your parents always greeted them.
Oh, they'd open the door.
That is
People
so
come in with their
amazing.
chairs and they'd bring their own chair down. And
My mother was the same way. She would welcome anybody into the house. Yeah, it was absolutely
And my mom
amazing.
would run right to the kitchen and start cooking.
Same
something.
thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Made
We
sure.
had Sunday barbecues at our house in St. Agathe, north of Montreal, where we would have 20 or 30 people. I didn't know any of them.
Yeah.
They know that there's a barbecue at the Kazimirskis on Sunday afternoon.
They can smell it. It's time to get over
yeah,
there.
Yeah. And you've been to our Hanukkah party at our
Yes,
house,
more than once. I love
where
it.
we have 150 people
I know.
coming. Same thing. You see, it transcends
It's like a revolving door going up
generations.
there.
Yes, it is. Yes.
People go up there and get their fix.
Absolutely, absolutely. Listen, I've got two problems.
Yeah.
And I hope you can help me.
Oh, I'd be
Number one, everybody is telling me they want to hear you sing again. And then I'm hearing other messages that people want to know, what is that thing sitting on the desk?
What is that?
We're going to take a short break,
Okay.
and then we're going to come back and tell everybody and
I will
ask you
be
to sing
happy
it.
to do that.
That would be wonderful.
It's one of my passions.
I told you it's going to
Thank
be a
you.
fun show. This is Seymour Kazimirski on Seymour's World at ThinkTech Hawaii. We'll be back in a minute.
Inspired by an ancient culture, classical Chinese dance, vigorous physicality, timeless stories, 5,000 years of Chinese music and dance, Shen Yun presents authentic Chinese culture. Coming to Blaisdell Concert Hall, May 8th and 9th. Tickets at shenyun.com or call 808-792-3919.
Hi, my name is Andrew Howard. I'm an astronomer at the Institute for Astronomy at the University of Hawaii up in Manoa. I'd like to tell you about the annual open house that we're having. This year it is on April 6th, 11 to 4 p.m. It's an all ages event, kids, grown-ups, even people in between, everyone is welcome. We have a lot of really fun activities. You get to meet astronomers, look at yourself in an infrared camera, play with Legos, make robots, look at videos. You can even make some of the kids like to make comets out of gravel and snow. Even adults like to do that too. You'll be able to look at the sun with a solar camera safely. It's really a great activity. We do this every year in April, and I hope to see you this year. Thanks.
Hi, welcome back to Seymour's World on ThinkTech Hawaii. Our guest today is Augie Rey. We needed a lighthearted show today, and Augie is providing us with one, and it's just been fantastic. So some of you asked during the break, why is he an exalted ruler? And I have to tell you, it's over in a week or two, and then I can stop this bowing business. I keep bowing. Every time I see him, I have to feel like he's a king, and we put him on a pedestal.
He wants to
It's
kiss my
crazy.
ring, too.
I tried to kiss the ring, but he wouldn't let me kiss the ring. I feel like the exalted ruler. But let me show you what he gave me. I don't know if we can focus in on that. But this is the...
I got it upside down.
Upside down?
There you go, right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the Exalted Ruler Pin that's given to the subjects of the Exalted Ruler. So now I am an official subject of the Exalted
And the
Ruler.
dignitaries, too,
Thank
as
you very
well,
much.
yeah.
Thank you, thank you. I feel honored to wear this.
Thank you.
Can I
Yeah.
sell it? No,
It's going to be a collector's item.
it will be a collector's item, that's for sure. Okay, tell us about the piggy bank. What's this all about?
We have California and Hawaii actually are like one big state as far as the Elks are concerned. So we only have 5 lodges in our state, whereas California's got 175. So we have an organization called CHIA. It's California Hawaii Elks Association. And so one of the things that we do to try to raise money for these children is that we ask everyone, as soon as they join the lodge, we give them all one of our little purple pigs.
Yeah.
And we ask them just to put a coin a day, put whatever change you have when you come home, just put it in. And when you fill it up, just please bring it in.
So can we get
And
these
they-
piggy banks? Can we
Of
tell our
course.
audience where to get them?
Yeah, well,
Where?
contact you and I'll...
Send me the emails and I'll get them over to him. And
Yeah.
then you'll be able to.
I
Do
can-
they
I
have
can-
to be members of Elks?
No,
to
they
get a
don't,
piggy
because
bank?
this is a charitable,
Okay,
it's a charity.
terrific.
It's a
So may
501c3, by the way.
May
So
I
it's a-
start? I'm
Yes,
going to put
please.
in. some-
Oh, I love it.
Wow.
And the piggy thanks you. He thanks you
I
again.
just love this.
This little piggy went to the market.
I can see that.
This one didn't do anything. There we
Oh,
go.
there
He
we
stayed
go.
home.
This is really terrific. Augie.
I know,
That's
it's a
wonderful.
fun- You know,
What
my
a-
kids love it too.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
give it to their children, and they just.
Well,
put
the
their
kids will
coins and
love
change.
giving. They
Yeah.
learn what it's for, which is
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
And like it says right on there, a coin a day, they'll walk, talk, see, and play.
That's absolutely
Isn't
correct.
that cute?
Absolutely
Yeah.
correct. I love that.
And
That's
so
wonderful.
every month I try to bring one in if I can. If I fill it up fast enough, I bring it in as soon as it is. And they give you a receipt too because it's a tax donation.
You can get a
Yeah,
tax.
it's a
Well,
501c3.
okay, so send me your emails, your texts, and your phone calls.
Purple pig.
And ask me for the purple pig, and I'm just going to forward the email to this guy so that we can get it.
I will certainly do that because
Terrific.
it's a wonderful organization, great cause. I love what we're doing.
Terrific, terrific.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to hear a
So-
song because
A song.
too many requests are coming
Okay,
through. Go ahead. You pick one and go.
How
for
about
it.
like something funky? Funky. You want
Perfect.
something funky?
Yeah, spunky or funky?
No, I don't
No,
know.
I think let's do spunky. That's cool.
No,
Go ahead.
I was with Jimmy Borges yesterday. We did a show at the Elks, and it was for our Elks National Foundation. It was a fundraiser. And we had been talking about different things on stage, and Jimmy talked about how Ben Wood, who was in the audience, had first met him in San Francisco. And here Jimmy was a local boy from Hawaii, and
Ben Wood is a writer here.
a writer
in-
with the
in
Star
Honolulu
Bulletin,
paper.
Honolulu
Right.
Star Bulletin, yeah. And so the story was going on about San Francisco and Jimmy being a local boy, and Ben Wood. So the thing about San Francisco, I thought, well, God, I used to love San. I was stationed in San Francisco and in Oakland for a while, so I sang San Francisco to him. So can I do that maybe a little bit?
Absolutely.
Just
Go
a little,
for it.
right?
Go for it.
Cut me off when it's time to
Don't
go.
worry,
Okay,
I'll
okay.
pinch you. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, this is one of the songs that was done one of my very favorite singers, and I hope that I do it justice. I did it yesterday, and it goes like this. Sorry. The loveliness of Paris seems somehow sadly gay. The glory that was Rome is of another day. I've been terribly alone and forgotten in Manhattan.
Yes, correct.
I'm going home to my city by the bay. I left my heart in San Francisco. Oh yeah, high on a hill. It calls to me to be where little cable cars they climb halfway to the stars. The morning fog, well, it may chill the air, but I don't care. I love gonna stay there.
Go for
Oh
it.
yeah, in San Francisco. Oh, above the blue, and when they see when I come home to you,
Come
San
on, baby.
Francisco. Oh yeah, your golden sun will shine for me. Scooby Doo Doo Doo. Oh yeah.
Wow. Beautiful.
Thank
That
you,
was
thank you.
wonderful.
Thank you for
I mean,
asking me to do that.
our producer and our assistant, they're all clapping away
Oh,
here. That's
thank you,
wonderful.
thank you.
Excellent.
You're
excellent,
beautiful
excellent.
people here, by the way. both of
There,
you.
ThinkTech Hawaii is just a fun place to be, obviously.
I watch a
because-
lot of your shows, by the
Thank
way.
you.
Well, you may not know that, but
Thank
I
you
do.
very
Yeah,
much.
I do,
Thank you.
yeah.
I
But I-
find I do this, obviously we do it out of love, but they allow me to bring in any guest I want. And next week we have, I don't know if the monkey is coming on. No, I'm just
They
kidding.
really trust you.
They trust me with anything. They never ask me. We just bring in guests. And I find the human interest of bringing people like you here is more important, or as important, not more, but as important as talking about the world and the affairs of what's going on in Asia and the Middle East and all that stuff.
yeah.
We need a break from all that stuff. We
Yeah.
need to just enjoy some music. And
Music speaks
talk
louder
about it.
than words.
It certainly does. It certainly does.
Yeah.
We have some pictures.
You
And
do?
yes, and these are pictures that are of your career. I think we should bring them up. And let's start with the
Do we have
first
enough time?
one. I don't know. Look at this. Oh my God.
Oh, that was recently, well, before I started growing this. But
Yes, I was going to say,
was-
they're you and Jimmy Borges.
Yep.
Now, you did belong to the mafia, I understand. That was part of your thing, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
got
a cute picture. Where is that?
That was at I think at the Sheraton Hotel. It was a big event by the Rotary Club.
Oh,
Put on
wow.
an event there, and it was all retro, kind of back,
Yeah,
back in
two of my guests. That's
yeah,
wonderful.
Yeah, there we are.
Let's see the next one. Oh my God.
That was in Japan. I played in Tokyo, Japan at a club.
You had a
there,
little
and
more hair there.
I did, yeah.
Just a little bit more.
Yeah, I was a
hair.
little thinner there too, I think.
No,
Oh,
you're still
okay.
great. You still look good.
Uh,
That's a good picture too. Who's with you?
Bobby King is on my right side, and that's Dennis Grau on the left. Both of them used to be with the Elites.
Oh, my
Remember
God.
Elites were Don Ho's band, yeah. That was my band last year. They were really great guys. Both, unfortunately, have just taken ill, and so
Oh.
I'm missing them right now. But they're great guys.
Wow. Let's see the next one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh well. Do you need to ask me
Danny
who that is?
Killikini.
Danny Kaye. Well, I love Danny.
Yeah. You can do his song too.
Oh yeah.
Wow. That's a great shot
Good
of the
for
two
me. And that's
of
at
you.
the Elks Club. We did that
Right.
at the Elks. Yeah.
Right. That's beautiful. Those are gorgeous.
And that's
shots.
Seymour.
Oh, who's he? Oh, yeah.
Who the guy?
Yeah, who the guy? I have to say the inspiration that you show to young people and everything that you're doing at the Elks Club, I think it's wonderful. But I do want to talk a little bit about Tahiti, your daughter.
One of my favorite subjects, by the
She
way.
happens to be one of mine
Yeah.
too, and she
love her.
just to give a little bit of reference to Tahiti for our audience, Tahiti is a musician that was introduced to me, I think, by Jimmy. Jimmy
Probably,
actually
yes.
introduced her
Yeah,
to
yeah.
me, Jimmy Borges, and she is on our album, which is right there if you want to hold it up. That's the Make 'Em Smile
Make 'Em
album.
Smile album.
And she goes to the hospitals to play for the children. Any hospital I ask, she goes. Anytime I ask, she makes time to go. A couple of times we had to bring your grandson because she didn't have a
Oh, they're right.
babysitter.
Aiden, yeah.
So Aiden had to come.
Yeah.
And it's so cool that your daughter is taking after you that way. So tell us a little bit about
You know, that makes me really proud. You know, I have 10 children, you know. and-
excuse me?
10. I know
10.
every time I say that, everybody goes, what? Yeah.
10.
I have 10 children, eight daughters, 8 girls, and Tahiti's the baby. She's the youngest of
All
of
the 10
of all
kids?
of them. Yeah.
Wow.
And for me, it was like, when she started singing, I tried to talk her out of it. I'll tell you the truth, you know. I may have told you this story. When she told me she wanted, I used to bring her to sing with me in my band, because she's been singing since she was a little bitty thing, you know. And I thought, oh, everybody likes cutesy little kids. Let me just bring her up, sing her a song, and she did a song with me. I did The Greatest Love by
Of course, yes.
George Benson, and had her sing along with me. And everybody just, ooh, just loved it, all clapping, getting crazy, you know. And I thought, oh, what the heck, you know, she's getting a little bit older. Have her sing a little bit more with me. And then as she became an adult, I put her with my band. I had to teach her how to sing jazz, sing standards, and she sings them beautifully, by the way. And so she did that and loved it so much. And one day she just comes up to me and says, Dad, I want to do something on my own. And I looked at her, what? You want to do what on your own? I want to play music. I said, oh, really? I said, what about school? Typical father, right?
Of
What
course.
about school, you know? And I wanted her to, because her dream was to be a doctor, you know, and she had done really, so that's another story, but she could have been one, and she probably could still be one if she wanted to. But I told her, well, Tahiti, if you're going to do it, there's only one way to do it. You got to do it right, you know, and you need to study, you need to learn, you need to stay away from all the pitfalls and the hazards that will surely get in your way, Because I've done there, I've been there, and I've been through it. I've gone over those hurdles. I don't want you to have to do that too. So, and she said, well, why don't you be my manager? I said, well, you took the words right out of my mouth.
You became
So
her.
I became, and she calls me her dadager.
I love it.
So I did, I did what I can to help her open the doors so people would hear her and listen to her, and then really, I give her the credit because she's the one who took it from there.
She is recording another album right
She's
now.
in LA right now as we speak, finishing an album of all original songs, beautiful songs that she's written. There's one song that she does, I kept begging her to please re-record this song because every time I listen to it in my car, I just love it. It's called, and I love it so much, I'm trying to think of the word. Oh, it's called You Give Me Butterflies.
Beautiful.
You've heard her sing
Yes,
it.
of course.
Yeah.
She sings it at the hospital
I bet
for
she
the kids.
does. It's
And
a
the parents of the
beautiful
kids, they cry,
Yeah,
because it's such a beautiful song.
It's beautiful lyrics. The lyrics on that song are very pretty, very beautiful, and so I'm very proud of her. And so this album, I hope for her will be a door opener again.
And I just want to tell our audience that if you want to listen to some of Tahiti's music, just go to YouTube and you'll find it on.
Oh, yeah.
Just go to Tahiti Rey, Tahiti, Tahiti. Rey is spelled R-E-Y. And you go to Tahiti Rey on YouTube and you'll find some of her music. She was on our show. If you go to YouTube and type in Seymour's World Tahiti Rey, you can hear some of her music because she played here as well.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely wonderful.
That was fun. You did that. It was fun.
That was
with you.
amazing.
You're a good
very,
guy,
very
brother.
good. We love that. We have to take a short break.
Okay.
All right.
Like a potty break? Or?
No, you don't have time for a potty break. I forgot how old you are.
Yeah, I know.
It's constant,
Let's not
isn't
talk
it?
about that.
I'm Seymour Kazimirski on Seymour's World. We're with Augie Rey, the master of entertainment here in Hawaii. We'll be back in a minute.
I love this guy. He's the man.
Aloha, I'm Keli'i Akina, president of the Grassroot Institute and host on Ehana Kako, a weekly program on the ThinkTech Hawaii broadcast network. Ehana Kako means let's work together. Think of the sad alternative, let's not work together. Here in Hawaii, with all of our diversity and the richness of the people, it's important for us to come together around issues on the basis of what's right and what's good and what's going to serve the common good. And that's what we try to do at Ehana Kako. Every week, we interview movers and shakers, people in government, business, and other sectors of society to talk about how to create together a better government, economy, a better world here in Hawaii that can bless the rest of the world. I thank you for your attention to ThinkTech Hawaii, and we look forward to seeing you every Monday, 2 to 3 p.m. on the ThinkTech Hawaii Broadcast Network. We're Ehana Kako, and we wish you well. Aloha.
Hi, welcome back to Seymour's World. I'm Seymour Kazimirski on ThinkTech Hawaii. One of my favorite people in all of Honolulu entertainment is Augie Rey. And Augie, it has been such a wonderful time having you. But when the audience says we want more, I hear hana ho. That means you have to sing another song for us. So before we sing the other song, and we were just finishing about Tahiti and what she's doing in her life, and you have other children. Are they all here in Hawaii?
No, I wish they were, but they're kind of spread out all over. I've got a son in Denver. I have two boys, so one's in Denver and one's in Austin, Texas, and he's a DJ.
Oh.
So he's in the music field.
Yeah.
He's just not a singer. But and all my other daughters are married and scattered all over.
How do you remember the names?
I don't.
And the grandchildren.
I say, hey, you, come over here. I tell my wife, honey, what's his name again?
I do the same thing with Sue because I can hardly remember names too. You have a great grandchild.
I have two.
Two now. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I've got
I
two
remembered
now.
one.
Yeah,
So you have two great grandchildren.
yeah.
You're a little young to have great grandchildren.
Well, thank you very much
You
for that.
really
How much
are,
do I owe you?
That's $10, please. No, it's amazing. that you have
That's
great
what
grandchildren.
it's a blessing just to be a grandparent, and I was always told that before, but now I'm really experiencing it, and boy, is it ever,
Before we get to your song or the next song, I want you to give our audience some type of understanding how you've done this. You've combined 10 children, a fantastic music career. You're involved in so many things. What's the secret, Augie? We try to be inspirational, and the show is all about, we call it facilitating conversations and opening minds.
Yeah.
So to me, this is an opening minds moment. You know, there's got to be something that has given you this drive and determination to be who you are.
You know, I wish I could put my finger on it, but I think certainly it's the love of life. You know, I love being here. I love the things that I have, and I feel a real blessing to have all the joys that I've been able to experience in all my life, and having 10 wonderful children. You know, being blessed for that. You know, I've got friends who have children that aren't as blessed, you know, and so certainly I count my blessings every day, you know. And
I think something else that I see in you is respect. You certainly seem to have a lot of respect for life too, that you realize you should enjoy life the way you have it,
Sure.
not try to get much more
Yeah.
than what God has given you,
No, so
and
true.
to appreciate it as much as you have.
So true.
That's
so
wonderful.
True. You know, the another side token from that is that staying healthy, taking care of yourself, mind and body. You know, and I try to do that as well as possible. And you know, still play softball. I play a little bit of golf, and I'm going to start playing tennis again, like you.
Good. I
you
play
know?
tennis 3
Yeah,
days a
I
week
know
and
you
golf
say.
3 days a week.
See, look at you.
Yeah, it's
Hello.
important. It's
You know?
important.
Yeah, well, I that's what I think, you know, mind and body, keeping good care of yourself and appreciating life. Count your blessings every day, because things could be a lot worse than they are, you know, no matter what.
That's
you
the
know,
key,
I mean,
yeah.
always. So yeah, I feel blessed. You know.
Well, all right. Now, before I get kicked here from my producer, we need another song because they're screaming for it. More songs, more songs. So one
okay.
more at least.
Well, you know, I sing so many kinds of songs. I mean, I sing rock and roll, I sing blues, I sing jazz, I sing salsa. I mean, I do all those kind of things. So I'm at a loss for what song to do for you.
What about I Feel Good?
Really?
Yeah.
James Brown?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
I know that's in your repertoire, and I love when you sing it. What's wrong with that? Let's do it.
I love it. Ooh, I feel good. Do 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 do. I knew that I would now. Oh, I feel good. Yeah. Oh, I knew that I would. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. So good. So good. I got a you. Ow, I feel nice.
I love it.
Oh, sugar and spice. Oh, that's enough of that.
No, I love it. It is. Oh, they want more. They want more.
I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. Well, sing with me. I guess you say
There we go.
what can make me feel this way, my girl.
My girl. My girl.
Talking about my girl, my girl.
Augie, that is so cool.
She's singing right along with
Of course,
me.
she
knows
loves
that
it. She loves
song.
it. I think it's interesting that your love of music shows so easily. I mean, you're here without any musical back. You don't have your guitar. You don't have ukuleles. You don't have anything.
But I hear the music.
It's up
You know,
here.
I
You
hear
do
it.
hear
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I say I can't do it. I have to have the piano right in front of me. And I have
Guy's
to
a
be
good
playing.
piano player
No,
too, by the way.
I'm not
You
that good
are.
of a piano
Yeah.
player, but it's amazing how you're able to do that. How you're able to just come out on key and keep it there the
You know,
whole
I
time.
grew up, you know, as a child in New York City, singing in the hallways and in the streets with doo-wops groups. You know?
Really?
So I never had music. First time I sang with a band, I think I was like 17 years old, and you know,
Oh, my
I think
God.
first time. But from the age of like 8 or 9 years old, it was all a cappella. So you know,
And that
I feel
is so
comfortable doing
difficult to
that.
do.
Oh,
I
it
mean,
is,
people
yeah.
have no idea unless you try to sing
Yeah.
and then tape it and you listen to it,
Yeah.
and you'll be like me, you'll never sing again because it just doesn't work.
The difficult thing is staying in tune and staying in intonation. You know, that's it. But you know, once you know it, you know, when you know it, you know it. You know.
Let's pay a little respect to somebody who's more important than you,
Who's that?
your wife.
Oh,
So,
she
you know,
must
let's-
have spoken to you before I got
Well,
here.
put it. I know where your bread is buttered and
Oh,
where
I
other
know.
things
You
happen.
got
So
that right.
Would you please, tell us a little bit
My
about it.
wife is Bobby Joy. That's her name. You know, and that's her real name. People ask because she spells it Bobbe. You know, and it's like Bobby Joy. And people ask her, well, did you make that up? You know, and this is what she says. My mother had told people that, well, if Betty Davis can spell her name as Bette, I can spell Bobby Bobbe.
B-B-E, got it.
And inevitably, the answer she usually gets from them was, "Who's Betty Davis?"
Only people like us know who Betty Davis is.
Who is that?
No
What's up,
kidding.
Betty Davis? Hi.
She is by your side all the time.
All the time. She's my right-hand man. She's my everything. I could not live my life as it is today without her, to be honest with
Because we've seen you when you're entertaining, and she is right there.
Mm-hmm.
When we were there that night, she was the one collecting the money for the raffles or whatever
Biggest fan,
was going
she-
on.
yeah, I tell you,
and it's
she
every
is.
every time you entertain.
Every time,
Every
every
time.
time,
Jimmy has Vicky, right
Mm,
next
I
to
know.
him.
We all, and you've got Sue,
And I've
you
got
know?
Sue.
Yeah.
It's what it's all about.
She's been we call her the first lady. you
Oh,
know, at the
really?
Elks,
Oh,
because
the Exalted. But I've never bowed down. I must the next time I see her bow down to her. Maybe I'll curtsy or something.
She's going to see this and
Yeah.
going to say, all right,
Yes,
where's
I
my
know.
bow?
Yeah, well, I'll curtsy. How's
Okay,
that?
there you go. That's good. yeah.
That'll really make her
And-
never want to
and-
see
yeah.
me again.
She is so loved and cared for at the Elks Club. She's done wonders there in the year that I've been the president. I mean, they could not do without her. It's going to be a difficult time trying to replace her. And yet, we've decided, look, this year, let's take a little time off for each other, because we've spent so much time at the lodge. But I don't regret a minute. Not a minute of it, because we've done so many wonderful things there. And hey, who am I to say, that this wasn't a good year, or it wasn't the right thing to do. I know it was the right thing to do. I feel in my heart it was the right thing to do, and here I am.
I have to ask you a business question. I have a lot of clients where husband and wife work together, or fathers and sons work together,
Yeah, family.
and there's usually a lot of discord. How was it with you in Tahiti? Were you always trying to tell her what to do and she would say no, or how was that? Because I want our audience to understand
well,
that it's not an easy.
You're exactly
Go
right.
for it.
You're exactly right. In the beginning, it was always, what if she was a sponge? Listen to everything I said. Now, not so much, because she's developed a mind of her own, and I've encouraged that from the beginning. I wanted her to be that way. I didn't want her to always rely on me to answer every question, to give her all of this guidance. But I knew when I saw something that needed to be corrected or some guidance, I found a way to reach her, because I didn't want to be demanding. I didn't want to be a nitpicker, of every little thing. But I tried to find a way to get her to see what I was seeing and maybe learn
Extremely
from that.
difficult.
Extremely difficult.
Extremely
You have to
difficult.
be
And-
good. It's like negotiating.
Right, and of course, in my consulting business, people pay me a lot of money to fix those problems.
go.
But the issue is very, very difficult, because you as a father or as a mentor to your own daughter know when she's doing something wrong, and yet you know that you can't call her on it in the way you would like to, which
Yeah.
is straightforward.
Straightforward,
And you
yeah.
want to be able to give her
Yeah,
advice.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
extremely difficult to sit back and know when the right timing is and how to say it correctly without her just saying, "Leave me alone."
Right.
Correct.
Right. I I hear what you're saying, because I've tried it both ways, and I realized what works the best. And in teaching, if you're teaching anyone anything, the easiest way to get them to learn something is through discovery. You can't just tell them what to do or show them what to do. Let them discover it.
It's so funny you say that. I'm not going to mention which client, but I have a meeting tomorrow with a client where it's a husband and wife team, and they're having problems in their business because one wants to do it one way or the other, and they've been in business for a long time.
Sure.
And you know what I gave them? 10 questions. And I said, you answer these questions individually, which means they have to discover what the answers are to the problems that they have, rather than
good.
me telling them what the
Exactly,
answers are.
exactly.
Because you know something, we all really know what we have to do,
Sure.
whether it's cutting expenses or raising revenue or doing extra marketing, whatever it may
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
And yet somebody has to tell them how
Yeah.
via discovery. I think that's a good way of putting it.
You can always give sound advice to anyone, but will they listen?
Yeah.
Will they
Yeah.
hear you? They'll listen, but do they actually hear you? And that's what I learned with Tahiti. I've learned how to talk to her a little bit better, and but yet I'm very proud of her. Even when she makes mistakes, I'm proud of her because she discovered it herself. Yeah, I shouldn't have done
Well,
that. or did this,
I love her because it's not just because she plays for Make 'em Smile. I
Yeah,
love her
yeah.
because of her personality and
Yeah.
the giving spirit that comes
Yeah.
from you.
The heart,
And I
yeah.
think that's wonderful. Now, unfortunately, that is the end of our show, but I'm
Oh.
gonna ask you to close us out. So if you can close us out with a melody, I'll say goodbye to everybody, and then if you could just sing something on your own.
Well, how
we
about,
will-
how about a good night song? No, is it night?
Yes,
it
it
almost
is.
is.
It's
Yeah.
night. If you're watching in Europe, it is evening.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
This somewhere. We've had a wonderful hour with Augie Rey. It's been just fantastic just being here. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I hope you have too. I'm Seymour Kazimirski at ThinkTech Hawaii on Seymour's World. Augie,
All right.
take it away.
Good night, my love. Pleasant dreams. Sleep tight, my love. May tomorrow be sunny and bright and bring you closer to me. Before you go, there's just one thing I'd like to know. Is your love still warm for me, or has it gone cold? Good night, my love.